Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Sunday, everybody. Week 16. We are here. If you're in the chat, say hello. Let me know how you're doing. Coming off an okay day yesterday. So lost on the slate. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Kevin, what's up? Absolutely crushed college yesterday. Easy game. I told you guys Ole Miss would destroy them. They did. Said I liked Miami to win outright. They did. So that was good. The night game for NFL didn't go well. Obviously, we had Loveland stuff. He would have went over his receiving prop. He had a catch called back, though, due to DJ Moore's like fat and out of shape, I guess. So he couldn't get set on time because he's out of shape. So, yeah, that cost DJ Moore being fat cost us Loveland cashing his receiving yardage over. But yeah, he never really had a chance to score. He caught one and then was like pushed out of bounds inside the 5. But the Bears really, other than their like first drive of the game and then overtime, they never had a chance to. They like never had a chance to score. I don't know why this logged me out. Let me log back into this. So yeah, so that was fun, but still was a profitable day because of college. We're going to talk about DFS stuff today as well as bets. I do have a touchdown scorer that I like a lot. And yeah, we'll talk about it all. CJ, what's up? So if you guys have questions, go ahead and ask. Also, fantasy football semifinals. I've got a couple teams going today. My biggest league, which I drafted, if you guys remember, I drafted a team on stream. It was like a $350 buy-in league. I am in the semifinals for that. So if I can get through to next week, we double our money at least. If we lose, then we have to win next week to get our entry back. So hopefully we can win. I don't know. The odds are stacked against us. We're playing the guy that had most points for the season, and he had DJ Moore, of course, last night, and that was looking great for the first 60 minutes of that game, and then it went to overtime, and of course he caught a long touchdown. But all right, we'll do DFS first. If you guys have questions, ask. Starting off at quarterback here. In ownership, I see Goff, Jacoby, Tyler Shugg, Aaron Rodgers, Bo Nix, CJ Stroud as the top projected owned players. Yeah, I love Mike Evans today, CJ. Not playing him in cash, but love Mike Evans today. He's gonna do well. Speaking of that, we have the Tyler Shugg. I posted the bet slip. I did that video earlier this week. I have a 200-1 Rookie of the Year ticket on Tyler Shugg. It has since come down. Let's see where he's at now. 200-1 odds. He is currently He is 16-1 currently. He plays the Jets today. If he has a big game, he should be able to get down into like that 2 or 3 range, and then we can think about hedging. The problem is Trevion Henderson plays in prime time again, so if he goes off, I mean, he is just really going to be the big favorite for that award. So we really need Tyler Shugg to ball out today. Need a big game from him. Scott, what's up? Yes, let's win. Go Bears. That was a crazy game, Scott. That was absolutely insane. One of the craziest games of the last few years, I would say. Just the fact that they recovered an onside kick on top of everything, because they looked terrible for 3 quarters. But that's what the Bears have done all season. They've just found ways to win those close games. It's definitely been fun to watch. All right, so like I said, Goff, Brissett, Shugg, Rodgers, Bo Nix. That's kind of what I'm seeing in terms of ownership. I think if you're playing cash games on DraftKings, you play Jacoby Brissett. If you're playing cash games on FanDuel, I like Tyler Shugg. I think it's like Shugg versus Bo Nix would be your decision there. I really like Tyler Shugg today, so I would probably lean towards him. But I think that's what your decision is. For tournaments, I still stick Tyler Shugg, probably my favorite option overall for tournaments. I like Baker Mayfield a lot today. I've been talking a lot of trash about him the last few weeks, but he's got all of his guys back healthy. that's the time that you want to play Baker Mayfield when they're healthy. So you can use him today. It's a big game, divisional. I took the over 45.5 in that game. So I think there's going to be some scoring anyways. And CJ, to your point earlier, Mike Evans is going to have a good game today. I am perfectly in line with that. So Baker Mayfield and Tyler Shugg, probably my two favorites for GPP. Also, you can just roll your Detroit, onslaughts that we do every single week when they're at home. I think that's fine. And I think you could get down to Gardner Minshew. I think at 4,500, honestly, is a little bit interesting just for his price. Really cheap to stack him with like Worthy, and then you can kind of play anybody else you want. So that's mainly my player pool for tournaments at quarterback is Brissett, Goff, Shugg, Minshew, Baker, with Baker and Shugg probably be my two favorites. And then you could throw Joe Burrow in there too. I wanted to play a Burrow team, didn't end up with one. But you can throw Joe Burrow in there too. Moving on to running back ownership projections. We have Gibbs and Bijan both at the top. A lot of people will be jamming those two in together, kind of like old school DFS back when we used to do it with Le'Veon Bell and David Johnson. I could see people doing that with Gibbs and Bijan today. Then you have like Kenneth Gainwell, Aaron Jones, Michael Carter, Javonte Williams, James Cook, RJ Harvey. Obviously, Gibbs and Bijan are in your cash pool along with Michael Carter. Those are probably my three favorites. Carter looks like a really good play to me at 5,400. I would feel pretty good about him. I also like Javonte Williams a lot for GPP. It's a good spot for him. And the Cowboys, he's my favorite Cowboy today. He's at 6,400. I'm seeing him for like 14% projected ownership. I don't know if he'll actually get that high, as I feel like people will play Gainwell over him. I feel like people will play Carter over him. Like both those guys are a good bit cheaper. And then if you play that cheaper guy, I could see you going up with your second one. So I like Javonte Williams a lot in tournaments. Devon Achane looks interesting for tournaments to me. He's 8,800, so he's more expensive than both Gibbs and Bijan, but he's coming in at 5% ownership. Doesn't really seem like anybody wants to trust Quinn Ewers here. It's a really good matchup for him against the Bengals. He certainly could get cooking. So, yeah, Devon Achane looks like a really good tournament play as well. And then James Cook, a little bit worried that they could take it easy on him if they're blowing out the Browns, but the Browns' run defense has been absolutely terrible the last 3 or 4 weeks. I told you guys this a couple weeks ago. I can't remember who we were talking about, but the Browns only care about getting Myles Garrett the sack record at this point. They are going all out. These guys are out wide. They're looking to rush the passer, and if they're not rushing the passer, they just don't care. So they've been getting ran all over the last few weeks. You can definitely look at James Cook in tournaments as well. T or estimate in season long. I'd probably go T. Higgins, honestly. No reason to force it. Michael Carter is available in one of my leagues. I'm about to pick him up. Because I might play him today. Do you prefer Bijan or Gibbs? If I had to pick one, probably Gibbs. But I'm going to pick Michael Carter up. I might start him over like Estime. I'd probably lean Carter, to be honest. He projects better. My home league is DraftKings scoring, and he definitely projects better than Michael Carter. By like let me see what we have him at. Have Gibbs have Carter for 15-ish, and then estimates for like between 9 and 10. So it's a pretty wide gap. If you guys have Michael Carter, I doubt he's available in some of your leagues. I don't really know why he was in mine, but yeah. I'm going to see if he's available in that other league too. Receiver, did I miss anyone at running back? Let me see. Javonte is like a big flag plant for me today. I like him a lot. Really want to play him. Carter, I have on quite a bit of teams. Cook and Achane at the top end for low owned is fine. And then obviously you have Gibbs, Bijan. I don't like Gainwell. I'm not playing any Gainwell at 5,100. It's not even his price. He's fine at 5,100, but I don't want to play Gainwell as chalk because Jalen Warren is still involved. I know like Rodgers talks up Gainwell and stuff, and he's played really well recently, but I don't really want to play him into chalk. Would you play Carter over Dowdle? Is that PPR? If it's PPR, I think I would play Carter over Dowdle. Pick one full PPR: Fannin, Waller, Addison, Coker, Estime. It's probably Fannin, but Fannin, I don't really know. Like, doesn't really have touchdown upside, but coming off massive target game. Waller, I'm willing to skip with the quarterback change. It's just an unknown for me. Addison is okay. Prefer to play him indoors and just that offense in general indoors. Coker's obviously good. Estime's obviously good. Why is Waller? Just the Quinn Ewers stuff. I don't know. People probably don't trust the new quarterback. Quinn Ewers, when he has got in, like in the preseason, didn't look very good. So I guess people are probably worried about the offense as a whole, like him just not being good. Ryan, that's tough. I would probably pick Fannin if it were my team, but Coker, Estime, and Fannin are all like really good. But I think Fannin, if it was my team, I would put Fannin in, I think. Yeah. For the Carter over Dowdle, I would do that, yes. And then you said Waller, Strange, Gadsden, PPR season long. All those guys project the same for me. Waller, Strange, Gadsden. I mean, Waller is just like the riskier one with the QB change, even though the spot is really good. I'd probably rank those guys, left-hander. I'd probably rank those Gadsden, Strange, Waller in that order for me. Dom, what's up? Yeah, I like Mike Evans for my touchdown pick today. If I had to pick one guy, it's probably Mike Evans. The odds aren't crazy juicy. He's like plus 160. But for 2+, he is, I think you can get him 10-1 for 2+. So I like Mike Evans in that market. For a touchdown parlay, I was going to give it out at the end, but I can give it out now. I'm going to do Evans. Let me see what it pays. Let me put it in. I wanted to do Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, and Jameson Williams. Where is the pay? Oh, here we go. And that pays 10-1. So 10-1 anytime touchdown parlay. Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, Jameson Williams. Yeah, left-hander, you're stuck. I would go Gadsden probably if it were my team, but it's razor thin. I just checked the projections. It's all within a point of each other. So if you don't want to do Gadsden, you want to do other one, that's totally fine. You're not going to get any pushback from me. I would probably just play Gadsden, but they're all similarly projected. So if you have a feeling on one of those guys over the other, I would trust it because they're all in very similar spots. Do you have a strong lean of Jamar versus St. Brown? If it's for cash, St. Brown for sure is just safer. Scott, I would go Carter over Gainwell in cash. Any run back? Yeah, I would go 80 Mitchell run back there. So my main team on DraftKings today, I do have the Shug double stacked with Juwan Johnson and Olave, and I ran that back with Adonai Mitchell. All right, let's switch over to receiver quickly. In terms of ownership, we're looking at DK Metcalf coming in as the highest owned projected receiver rather on DraftKings. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Olave, Sutton, Worthy, Terrell McMillan, Jacoby Myers, Jamar Chase. Chase, I don't think will end up being owned in cash. So I don't think he can get too out of control just because he's not going to be on people's cash team. But where I would look here for cash games on DraftKings, obviously like Metcalf, obviously like St. Brown. Jameson Williams is fine. Sutton is really good. Worthy is really good at 44. I think it's just way too cheap. And then you could put in, like, you could put Evans in the cash pool. I just don't think he's going to be very owned. So I don't really like playing cash games like that. And like you could put Keenan, I think, at 48 in there as well. But again, don't think he'll be crazy owned. So I just don't like playing cash games like that. But I would be looking at Metcalf, Sutton, Jameson Williams, St. Brown, Olave, Worthy, that tier of guys. I also think double tight end will probably be the popular pick for a lot of people. So I'll probably just play double tight end again on DraftKings. Why can't we play Michael Wilson? He's fine, but Marv is back, so it's kind of just an unknown. Like, if Marv is fine, if we knew that Marvin Harrison Jr. was A-okay, like going to play full go, I'd be pretty in on him, I think, for both betting and daily fantasy, but we just don't know. It's an unknown. And that's not to say Michael Wilson is bad, because I'm still starting Michael Wilson in season long, but it's just an unknown with Marv. Like, Marv could come back and play super limited. If he comes back in full go, I think Marv might be like really good today. So I don't know. It's tough. I still think Harrison Jr. is fine for tournaments, but it would have to be larger field. I wouldn't want to play him in small field because the risk is really high in a contest like that. But larger field, if you're playing Brissett, I think you could stack him up with Marv today. Dewan, what's up? When picking in these later weeks, does playoff potential matter? Yeah, I definitely think it does, Guru. I definitely think it does. Yeah, I like Carter more than Judkins in both cash games and tournaments today. Pretty firm on that one. FanDuel receivers, yeah, I haven't finalized my FanDuel team yet. All my DraftKings teams are done, but I have not done my FanDuel ones yet. But where I would be looking at for cash games on FanDuel, I think you're picking between, this would be my pool of players. I think you're playing Cortland Sutton 100%. I think you are playing Xavier Worthy at 56. And then you can pick another guy. So JMO, Wandale, Jacoby. It's probably gonna be one of those three, honestly. I'm playing Sutton, I'm playing Worthy, and then I'm gonna play one of JMO, Wandale, and Jacoby. But yeah, Sutton and Worthy are my two favorites on FanDuel. You definitely nailed that. Sutton looks really, really good on FanDuel, especially with the touchdown equity. Denver's been very pass heavy the last few weeks, which is not something that they were doing early on in the season. Maybe they just trust Bo Nix more now. Maybe it's because J.K. Dobbins isn't playing. I don't know. But the last 3 or 4 weeks, they've been significantly more pass heavy than they were basically the entire season, and that has affected things quite a bit. As far as tight end goes, everyone's playing Harold Fannin again. No shocker there with just how good he's been coming off 14 target game. Trey McBride, I don't think will get owned because of his price. I think you're looking at Fannin, Pitts, Schultz, Kelsey, Juwan. I do not want to play Kyle Pitts with Drake London back. First of all, I'm surprised that Drake London's playing. I did not think he would play today. So I don't think he's going to be a full go. But Kyle Pitts has never been able to consistently earn targets with Drake London playing alongside him. So that makes it risky enough for me to not want to play him in cash games. So I will be playing Fannin and one of Schultz, Kelsey, Juwan, probably, unless you want to do 3 running backs, which there is a 3 running back build I looked at that I think is fine. But I think most people will play double tight end. And then for cheap, you also have Darnell Washington down there at 2,600. He looks like a good tournament play. Strange is fine in GPP. Waller fine in GPP. Hawkinson's fine in GPP. But I kind of like for my Goff stuff, Goff onslaught, I think you can run that back with Darnell Washington. and it just helps you save salary. Like if you want to do St. Brown and Gibbs, it gets pricey really fast. So getting that $2,600 player in there can really help out with that. You know, if you go play any tight end. Yeah, the Chargers do struggle. Like that's really the main weak point for them defensively has been against tight ends. So yeah, you could look at the Cowboys stuff there for props. Henderson or Dowdle season long. I would just go Henderson with the way he's been playing. He's just been an absolute heater. I would trust him if it were my team. All right, and then defense. I mean, Houston, I don't like paying $4K for a defense, but Houston is in, I mean, the Raiders are just, they have like a 12-point team total today, and the Texans are at home. So Texans, people will go down to the Jets at 21. The Giants and the Vikings in that same game are fine. The Falcons are fine. The Saints are fine. That's probably like my grouping for defense today. But I like getting up to Texans or playing like Giants or Vikings in that game is probably where I would lean for my favorites. Harvey is fine in tournaments. Yeah, no issues there. And then if we wanted to do favorite stacks, if you joined late, like I said, at the quarterback, really like Shug double stacked today with Olave and Juwan. I like Baker Mayfield stacked with Mike Evans. I like Gardner Minshew double stacked with Worthy and Kelsey. And I like the Detroit full onslaught. St. Brown, Jameson, Gibbs, whatever you kind of want to do there. But all right, let's shift over to the betting. I don't have a lot of sides I like today. If you were watching earlier, I did say I took the over 45.5 in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Carolina Panthers game. I did do a money line parlay with I think I had Houston in there, the Bengals, the Saints, I think it was. Saints, Bengals, Houston for a moneyline parlay. Touchdown picks. Again, I really just don't have much. I'll probably save, I'll probably tweet later for primetime tonight. But I did take Mike Evans, anytime touchdown, first touchdown, and 2+ touchdowns. He's my favorite pick today. Came back, immediately saw that big role that we've known from Mike Evans. He has a very good history against the Panthers. Must-win game for the Buccaneers. He's the most trustworthy option for Baker Mayfield, and what is a must-win game. So I really like Mike Evans stuff today. If I just go game by game, so full transparency, don't come at me if none of these win. Mike Evans is the only single touchdown I've bet right now for today. And then I did the parlay, which I said earlier, which was Chase, Evans, and Jameson Williams. So I have 1 3-pick parlay and just Mike Evans. But I'll go through game by game and just tell you who I like to score. If some of these guys don't score, don't come at me because I'm not telling you to bet them. I'm just naming who I like. Chargers, Cowboys, I like Javonte Williams and Keenan Allen. I'll give you my favorite from each team. Javonte and Keenan. Vikings, Giants would be Aaron Jones and probably just Aaron Jones in that game, to be honest with you. Bills, Browns, James Cook, and Dawson Knox. Jets, Saints, probably Juwan and Adonai Mitchell. Bucks, Panthers, Evans, and Jalen Coker. Bengals, Dolphins would be Chase and probably just Chase in that one. I don't want to trust the Dolphins any with the new quarterback there. Chiefs, Titans. Kelsey and Tony Pollard probably. Or maybe DK from the Titans. We've talked about him a lot recently, but good spot for him again. Jags, Broncos would be Sutton Probably Sutton and Jacoby Myers. Falcons, Cardinals, Michael Carter, and probably just Michael Carter for that one. I don't know about Atlanta with like, I don't know these guys. Top 2 tight ends. If you're asking for touchdown picks, I'd have to think about it. If you're asking for DFS, I think Kelsey and Fannin are probably your best. But just clarify if you're asking for touchdown picks or daily fantasy, and then I can answer you better. Steelers, Lions, JMO, and Metcalf. And then Raiders, Texans. The Raiders probably will not score a touchdown, and I would pick Nick Chubb from a Texans. So, yeah, that's just like quickly off the top. DFS, yeah, Fannin and Kelsey probably. But Jawan would be right there for me just because I love Shug today. So I'm going to be pretty heavy on Jawan Johnson. Yeah, Nico Collins, really good spot too. I don't know if I'll play him in DFS any, but yeah, you don't need to get any pushback from me there, Taz. It's a good spot for all of the Texans on offense. But overall, thank you guys for tuning in. Tons of people in here, so I appreciate you all. If you join late, over 45.5 Bucks and Panthers. Mike Evans, anytime touchdown, first touchdown, 2+ touchdowns. Anytime touchdown parlay, Evans, Chase, Jamison Williams. Good luck today in your DFS contest and your bets. I will tweet my picks for the Sunday Night Football game later today. And see everybody. I'll be live tomorrow at 4, so come tune in. We'll talk Monday Night Football. And I'll see you guys then.